So to answer the next few questions, we're going to refer back to our linear regression line that we got in the previous problem using those data points. Remember, x was our input variable, which represented egg yolks, for the number of egg yolks. And our output represented milligrams of cholesterol. In our cake. So for part B, what is the slope of our regression line? Slope is the number in front of x. So our slope is 23.9. But we need to give meaning to that number. And if it's slope, it's going to be something per something, or in this case, our y's, milligrams of cholesterol, over the change in x's, because remember your slope formula is y2 minus y1, so it's the y's over the x's, number of egg yolks, or per egg yolk. Right, so for our explanation of the problem, so in our cake, there is an increase because the slope is positive on average of 23.9 milligrams of cholesterol per egg yolk added. So what is the y-intercept of the regression line? Well, that would be our 12.1. That's our b. And usually when we think about the y-intercept, we think about that as being an initial amount, or our starting point. So in this problem, in relationship to the word problem, this would be a cake with no egg yolks. Has 12.1 milligrams of cholesterol. So that's our initial amount. Using the equation in y sub 1, algebraically predict the cholesterol in the cake with 14 egg yolks. So our 14 is going to be our input variable, or input amount, and our output is going to be the milligrams of cholesterol. So we're going to take our equation, y sub 1, and plug in the number 14. And what comes out is 346.7. And then again, the unit on that's going to be milligrams of cholesterol. So for part E, it says find the equation of the line that passes through these 2 points that represent our data. Call this equation y sub 2. Do not use linear regression. So I can't use my calculator like we did in the previous problem and use our stat button. I'm going to have to go back to using our formula. So I go back to the chart and look up when it says 3 egg yolks, there was 87 milligrams of cholesterol corresponding to that 3. You've got to go back to the previous page. And for 7 egg yolks, there was 182 milligrams of cholesterol. So to find the slope, we use our points x1, y1, x2, y2. Do the subtraction and then the division. So we come up with, when you do all of that, the number 23.8. Oops, 23.8. Which is our slope. So subtract 182 minus 87, divide that by 4, you should come up 23.8. So they want me to round the values to the nearest tenth. So I can't go beyond that 1 decimal place. So I'm going to go back to y equals mx plus b, plug in my 23.8 for m, now solve for b. So again, I use one of these 2 points, plug it in for b, or plug it in for x and y rather, and solve for b. So I have 87 is the y, 23.8 times 3 plus b. So again, you can use your calculator. All right, so I'm going to do 23, get this off of here for a minute, 23.8 times 3, 71.4. And then plus b. So subtract 71.4 from both sides. And you should get, what is that, 15.6. Let's just check that. Go back in here. So I've got 87 minus, and the 71.4 is already on the screen, so I can just do second and then the answer from above, and it'll just cut and paste it. It was 15.6. So again, I haven't answered the question yet because I need the equation. So the equation is going to be y equals 23.8 x plus my b, 15.6. And actually, they asked me to call this y sub 2. So y sub 2 equals 23.8x plus 15.6. For the last part of this, it says now based on your equation y sub 2. It's this equation, not the one from the previous problems. How much cholesterol is in a cake with 6 egg yolks? So again, 6 is the input, that's the egg yolks. So y sub 2 equals 23.8 times 6 plus 15.6. Round to the nearest tenth means 1 decimal place. So when I compute that out, I got 158.4 milligrams. So what you need to do now is go back to your chart on the previous page and see when x was 6, the point on the graph said 103. So it's looking like our equation here is overestimating the amount of milligrams of cholesterol compared to the chart. So the data in the chart was 103 milligrams, ours was 158.4 milligrams. Our line overestimated the amount of cholesterol in our cake.